India has crossed the $4 trillion mark in nominal GDP, making it the world's fourth largest economy. On paper, this is a moment of national pride and signals new global influence. But does this number reflect real prosperity for the average Indian, or does it mask deep-seated issues? Unlike countries like Japan or Germany, India reaches this milestone with much lower per capita income and a more fragile economic structure. The real question: can India turn this headline achievement into sustainable, inclusive growth, or will it fall into the middle-income trap? India is not one economy, but two. The top 10%, about 140 million people, enjoy lifestyles and incomes on par with the developed world. Meanwhile, the bottom 90%, over 1 billion people, live with incomes closer to Bangladesh or even sub-Saharan Africa. For most, the $4 trillion figure is an abstraction, disconnected from daily struggles for basics like electricity and clean water. National averages hide this stark inequality. An economy driven by a small elite is unstable and cannot sustain high growth. Until the gap between these two Indias narrows, the $4 trillion milestone remains a symbol of potential, not shared prosperity. The middle-income trap looms large for India. Malaysia's story is a warning: rapid growth based on cheap labor can stall if a country fails to innovate. Malaysia excelled at assembly line manufacturing, but as wages rose, its edge faded. Without a strong base in innovation or R&D, growth slowed, and high-skilled jobs lagged. Today, many Malaysian graduates are underemployed, unable to find jobs matching their education. The lesson: relying on low-cost labor is not enough. Without moving up the value chain, nations get stuck. India must heed this warning to avoid a similar fate. South Korea stands as a compelling example, a nation that has successfully navigated the complexities of economic development. It offers a blueprint, a detailed roadmap for escaping the middle-income trap, a challenge that many developing nations face. The foundation of their success was laid by building a strong industrial base. This involved strategic investments in key sectors, fostering domestic capabilities, and creating a robust manufacturing ecosystem. Following this, the nation invested heavily in education, recognizing that a skilled workforce is essential for sustained economic growth. They focused on creating a system that fostered critical thinking, problem-solving, and a lifelong pursuit of knowledge. This investment was especially targeted towards science and technology, understanding that these fields would be the drivers of future innovation and economic competitiveness. They prioritized STEM education to cultivate a generation of scientists, engineers, and technologists. The government played a crucial role, partnering with major conglomerates, known as chaebols, to drive economic development. This collaboration involved strategic planning, resource allocation, and the creation of policies that supported industrial growth. Together, they worked to target strategic sectors, industries with high growth potential, and scale up exports, transforming South Korea into a major player in the global economy. This export-oriented strategy fueled economic expansion and created numerous job opportunities. As wages rose, reflecting the increasing productivity and value of the workforce, South Korea strategically shifted its focus to skills development and innovation, recognizing that sustained growth required moving beyond basic manufacturing. The nation began pouring significant resources into research and development, fostering a culture of innovation and technological advancement. Today, South Korea invests nearly 5% of its GDP in research, a testament to its commitment to innovation and technological leadership. This level of investment is among the highest in the world. This strategic investment is fueling global giants like Samsung and Hyundai, companies that are at the forefront of technological innovation and global competitiveness. The result: a remarkable leap from poverty to a high-income, innovation-driven economy, a transformation that has inspired nations around the world. South Korea's journey shows that mastering production processes, achieving operational excellence, and building a strong manufacturing base, investing in people through education, skills training, and workforce development programs, and prioritizing innovation through research and development, technological advancement, and the creation of a supportive ecosystem are key ingredients for economic success. This is the path India must follow, adapting the South Korean model to its own unique context and challenges. The alternative is stagnation, a failure to escape the middle-income trap, and a future of missed opportunities and unrealized potential. India's education paradox is stark. Millions of graduates are produced each year, but half are considered unemployable. The system emphasizes rote learning over real skills, leaving employers struggling to find qualified candidates. The result: highly educated youth applying for low-level jobs, a waste of human potential. This mismatch between education and industry needs is a major drag on productivity and innovation. Without a shift from quantity to quality, India's demographic dividend could become a disaster. The focus must move to skills, not just degrees. Otherwise, millions will remain locked out of the formal economy. Innovation is the engine of high-income economies, but India faces a severe deficit. R&D spending is less than 1% of GDP, far below countries like South Korea or China. This underinvestment means fewer labs, fewer breakthroughs, and fewer patents. In 2023, India filed fewer patents than South Korea, despite having 25 times the population. The focus remains on services and assembly, not invention. As wages rise, India's current growth model will lose its edge. To avoid stagnation, India must invest in R&D and build a culture of innovation. The future depends on creating, not just servicing, technology. The Make in India initiative, launched with considerable fanfare, aimed to transform India into a global manufacturing powerhouse, a vision of an economy driven by domestic production and exports. The goal was ambitious: to create jobs, attract investment, and boost economic growth by making India a hub for manufacturing excellence. A decade later, despite the initial enthusiasm and policy interventions, manufacturing's share of GDP remains stubbornly stuck at around 15–17%. This raises questions about the initiative's effectiveness and the challenges that continue to hinder India's manufacturing sector. The initial projections were far more optimistic, envisioning a much larger contribution to the national economy. India's share of global manufacturing exports is still under 2%, a figure that underscores the gap between aspiration and reality. While there has been some progress, India lags behind other major manufacturing nations in terms of export competitiveness and global market share. Deep-rooted challenges, complex regulations, often cited as a major impediment to business growth and efficiency, land and labor issues which create uncertainty and increase the cost of doing business, and poor infrastructure, including inadequate transportation networks, unreliable power supply, and insufficient logistics, hold back progress, preventing India from fully realizing its manufacturing potential. These bottlenecks stifle productivity and discourage investment. Much of the recent growth is in final assembly, particularly in sectors like electronics, not in building a full supply chain or technological capability. This means India is often reliant on imports for components and technology, limiting value addition and long-term sustainability. This model risks repeating Malaysia's stagnation, where a focus on assembly without developing deeper manufacturing capabilities led to limited economic diversification and long-term growth. To succeed, India must move beyond assembly and embrace higher value-added activities, and build a robust ecosystem for manufacturing and innovation, fostering research and development, promoting skill development, and encouraging technological adoption. Otherwise, the dream of becoming the world's factory will remain deferred, a tantalizing vision that never quite materializes into reality. Many nations find themselves stuck in what's known as the middle-income trap, a state where economic growth plateaus and the leap to high-income status remains elusive. To escape the middle-income trap, India needs a clear long-term strategy. A well-defined roadmap is essential to navigate the complexities of economic development and ensure sustained progress. This strategy must be comprehensive, addressing various sectors and challenges that the nation faces. The 3I framework, investment, infusion, innovation, offers a proven path. It's a holistic approach designed to propel India towards a future of sustained economic growth and prosperity. This framework provides a structured approach to development, ensuring that resources are allocated effectively and that progress is made across all key areas. First, invest in infrastructure. building the physical backbone necessary for a modern economy. This includes roads, railways, ports, and energy grids, education and reforms, creating a skilled workforce and a business-friendly environment. Education is the cornerstone of progress, and reforms are essential to streamline processes and reduce bureaucratic hurdles. To attract capital and build a strong foundation, a stable and attractive investment climate is crucial for attracting both domestic and foreign capital, which fuels economic growth. Next, infuse the economy with global best practices, adopting the most effective strategies and technologies from around the world. This involves learning from the successes and failures of other nations and adapting their approaches to the Indian context. Technology transfer, bringing in cutting-edge innovations to modernize industries. Technology transfer is not just about importing equipment, it's about acquiring the knowledge and skills to use and adapt that technology effectively, and skill development. Equipping the workforce with the skills needed for the jobs of the future is paramount. Finally, prioritize innovation. Invest in R&D, fostering a culture of creativity and experimentation. Foster collaboration between universities and industry, bridging the gap between academic research and practical application, and build a culture that rewards invention. Encouraging entrepreneurship and celebrating innovation are vital for driving economic growth. This journey is not quick, but it is essential. Sustainable development requires patience and a long-term perspective. Only by moving from low-cost labor, which offers limited long-term potential, to high-value creation, focusing on innovation and advanced technologies, can India achieve sustainable prosperity. This transition is crucial for ensuring long-term economic stability and growth. The choice is clear: follow this path or risk stagnation. The consequences of inaction are significant and could hinder India's progress for years to come. The time to act is now. Delaying action will only make the challenge more difficult and increase the risk of falling behind. The $4 trillion milestone is just the beginning. India stands at a crossroads. Continue with uneven, elite-driven growth, or pursue real, inclusive prosperity. The first step is a radical overhaul of the education system, focusing on skills, not rote learning. Next, India must make innovation a national mission, raising R&D spending and building world-class research institutions. Finally, reboot Make in India to build entire supply chains and high-value sectors, not just assembly lines. These reforms require courage and commitment. The $4 trillion economy is a milestone, not a destination. The real work of building a prosperous India starts now.